This really is the final straw for Deshaun Watson. This really is Deshaun Watson's last chance to prove to the rest of the National Football League that he could be, I guess, even a capable starting quarterback in the National Football League. This has to go down as probably one of the most terrible trades, I would say, for a Cleveland Browns football team. They traded a lot of assets to acquire a quarterback in Deshaun Watson, and it just hasn't panned out for them. Now, Cleveland has been competitive, but we're talking about in 2 seasons. In 2 seasons, he's thrown, 14 touchdown passes? He's had 5 interceptions, 4 interceptions. But the biggest thing with Deshaun Watson is it's the availability, right? Now, obviously, he was suspended. We all know the situation surrounding that. But it feels like the Cleveland Browns cannot find a franchise quarterback. It just feels like no matter what they try to do, they said, "Oh, we'll draft a quarterback." Well, that didn't work. The many different franchise, quote unquote, quarterbacks that they were drafting couldn't find one. And they say, you know what? This time around, we're going to for a surefire guy that has looked like one of the quarterbacks since he's been in the league. Sure, he's got some off the field issues, but we could work with that. That's what they said, and that's what they tried to sell their fan base, while also doing that. They alienated half of their fan base because a lot of people just weren't fans of the move. But then you look at the fact that he's not performing. Look at the fact that they're not getting that elite talent that they thought that they were getting at the quarterback position. Even when he's out there, he looks like a shell of himself. It looks like this off the field stuff has truly taken a toll on him. He doesn't seem like the same Deshaun Watson that we saw with the Houston Texans, a guy that looked like Superman. There was one point in time it was questioned, who's better, him or Patrick Mahomes? All those questions are now fading into the distance. Now we're asking ourselves, who's better, Russell Wilson or him? That's where we're at. That's where we're at with the Deshaun Watson discourse. And for me, I was like, wow, the Cleveland Browns are getting a guy who, albeit has question marks, has checkered past, but we know he's damn good at football. I don't know what the hell happened, but that's not the guy that we saw in Houston. It's not the guy that we saw in Houston, which leads me to this point. Cleveland's roster, they view it as a competitive one, which is why they went out and did the moves that they did, whether that be trading for a guy in Amari Cooper. They thought they were getting a talent, Elijah Moore. They thought that they were getting a talent at the quarterback position that was going to be able to maximize this roster. And they just haven't gotten that. They just haven't gotten it. Now, Kevin Stefanski, props to him. He's proven that he can still find a way to eke out wins no matter who his quarterback is, but it's got to be disappointing, especially because his agent, clamored and said, hey, let's make sure we get this fully guaranteed contract. And they paid him what they paid him. They paid him what they paid him. And hasn't lived up to it. Guaranteed contract, owners scoffed. Didn't matter because you knew Deshaun Watson would perform until you realized he wouldn't. This is where the buck stops. This is Deshaun Watson's last chance to prove, hey, guys, I can be a franchise quarterback in the National Football League. The Cleveland Browns might bite the bullet, but they're going to find a way to probably load off this contract if there's no way that Deshaun Watson could return to capable starting quarterback status. I'm curious to hear what you guys think in the comment section. What should the Cleveland Browns do with Deshaun Watson? And more so, do you think Deshaun Watson can get back to his old ways of being that Superman type quarterback or even a capable quarterback in the National Football League? I can't wait to see what you guys say in the comment section. If you like more video content like this, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel.